When I step up in the place, say yo, I step correct. Got you all in check. I got that head nod that make you your neck. I got you all in check, and you know we come through to wreck the discotheque. I got you all in check. Throw your hands up in the air, don't ever disrespect. I got you all in check. Bust the rhymes up in the place, true indeed. Yes, I can reckon that's word on my seed. I'm guaranteed to give you what you need. One blood, everybody like Junior Reed. Wake up every morning, yo, I must succeed. Nationwide rockers make the world stampede.
It was only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Straight ahead is what should be a very entertaining matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Los Angeles Chargers. Jake Moody now ready to get this one started. And off we go from SoFi. Darius Davis to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10.
Hey, go lion. Captain. Let's go.
Right to the air is Herbert. And the connection not quite there yet on his opening throw of the game. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And this defense going to try to hang on to that momentum, Brock, as they go for another stop on 3rd down.
Remember your defensive meetings this week? That's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
Herbert here, 3rd and long. He rolls to his right. He airs it down the sideline. He drops the deep shot. Big play to start the game, but it slips through incomplete. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And that brings up 4th and long. Perhaps a little misplaced sense of urgency on their opening drive. We'll find out together. They're going for this from their own side. He's trying to go deep again. He's got it deep downfield.
I don't talk to you, or don't you talk to me. I ain't dissing on nobody, B. I'm vibing on the beat.
Don't be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's 1st down.
59. 380. Home trips right. Go.
Back to throw. Here's Herbert. That's caught. Keenan Allen. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains. There wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Opening script working gangbusters so far. 1st and 10 now at the 29. It's Herbert once more. Here's pressure, and he's going to be dropped. Well done by the Commanders' defense. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
I was hoping to get that one to Keenan Allen. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
Hey, cap.
They're in long for him here. And the Commanders' rush brings him down. And that is 3 sacks for this defense in this contest, and that one forces a 4th down.
Well, we're already seeing his legs going to be a factor in this contest. But I'll tell you what, Kate, if pressure's going to be on him like that, he's going to have to put his running back cape on and really use his ability to escape and keep things moving forward.
And it's a turnover to begin their game. That's incomplete on 4th, and it's going to go over on downs.
Even the best receivers, they've got occasional breaks in concentration. You just never want to see it happen. One of the most important snaps of the game. If we know anything about this guy, though, it's he'll be up for the challenge the next time the ball comes his way.
Commanders starting out in a good spot here as they get set. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Daniels going to throw to get us started. It's caught. This is Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's good for a Washington 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. First carry of the game now for the rookie out of Arizona. He's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
A gain of 19 yards. 1st down, Washington.
All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We're back to SoFi right after this. Commanders ball as we get back for the 2nd, and they're thinking points.
Lions.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
Shotgun snap to Daniels. Throws caught. And they get him right at the line of scrimmage.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And it's going to be dropped off for Krosky-Merritt. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders get the game's first points here in the 2nd. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
Daniels and the Commanders looking to tack on 2 more.
Washington will line up for the 2-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And he'll get in. That gives him an 8-0 lead. Well, he just caught them the touchdown, Brock. Defense obviously aware of him as they line up for 2. How did they lose him? How did they get it right back to him for the conversion?
Because he's that good. In moments like this, Kate, it's not even about the play, it's about the player. And when you got a player of this caliber, you find every way to get it to him. And just because he scored the touchdown doesn't mean you don't go right back to that well. I love it.
On the return, here comes Davis. They get to him before he can amount to much, just beyond that 15-yard line.
Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. And they're going to throw out of the gun.
Oh, wow. Blitzing is crazy.
That one falls incomplete.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening in what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
Ray. Let's go. Ready.
2nd and 10 now, Herbert. This is cut downfield by Allen. And he will take this down near the opposing 35-yard line.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw when you throw it that deep outside the numbers that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
He's going to get a hand in there and knock that one away. So 2nd down now after the incompletion.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 36.
Set. 12. 380. Set.
Now Herbert again. It's caught. This is Ladd McConkey. And this is going to get them all the way into the red zone. He's taken down at the 13-yard line. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
And the Chargers, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Run. 5-9. 380. Run. Hey, count. Ready.
Herbert to throw once more. McConkey's got it again. Touchdown, LA. The Chargers earn the chance to tie before halftime. Ladd McConkey with a touchdown. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Now after the timeout to talk things over, here they go, trying for 2.
The Chargers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
What is it?
Herbert's going to look to throw for this. And he can't connect with his man, so they tried for 2, but it doesn't work out.
Score, Commanders 8, Chargers 6.
Wow, down by just a score. A lot of game to go, but look here, it's an onside try. And the Commanders are able to cover the kick. All right, I'm going to need your expertise here, Brock. You don't ever really call an onside kick there on a whim, do you? That had to be pre-planned, right?
Yeah, I think that was on the table well before they scored the touchdown, but here's the problem. That group on the other side, well, they were prepared. They were ready for it. And now, well, you've added a little bit of Uncle momentum to that side.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. That was intended for Deebo Samuel. So 2nd down coming up. They'll run it out of the pistol. Krosky Merritt. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up. Still 10 yards to get this 1st down as they come to the line.
Let's go now.
Daniels throwing on 3rd. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he needed a little more room to reach that line. The stop is made in time. That brings up 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
He's got it to his running back. And the fumble recovery is made. Bringing the offense up to the line. 1st and 10. They go inside give to Krosky-Merritt. And they're going to be humbled here on 1st down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Completed to his running back. And this is down all the way to the 3. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And that is a Washington touchdown. The Commanders will add to their lead at the end of the half. Manage that clock beautifully. Down to the final moments, Brock, and they get the score just before halftime.
That doesn't change the theme of the halftime speech, but I guarantee you it adds some enthusiasm to the tone. That was awesome.
Dan Quinn never afraid to take a risk. His guys going for 2.
The Commanders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Flying forward on the ground. But he's not going to reach the end zone, so they get 6, but not an extra 2 just before the break.
Chargers 6.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. On the return, here comes Davis. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before the half. On the move, headed right. Winds up and chucks this deep right. This one falls incomplete. So we're through 2 quarters now. Still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Shades of the 2009 Super Bowl. They're going onside kick to begin the second half. Well, the Chargers are pointing. They're excited. And yes, they've got it. Well, Brock, you can't blame him with how tough it is to recover an onside kick anymore. But he did hit it before it went 10 yards, so they had to throw the flag. Daniels on 1st down. And the first play of the series is going to be an incomplete pass intended for his running back there, and that brings up 2nd down.
That's just simply one of those situations, Kate, where I think you and I got to tip our cap to the defense. Really took away everybody. There was no outlet, and only an incompletion could be had.
On 2nd and 10 now, Daniels. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
1st and 10 now. Here's Daniels. Fits it through the middle. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Krosky-Merritt gets it from the gun. And he's going to be hauled down after a gain of about 7. It's 2nd down.
That does not show up on any explosive snap sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And this one only manages a yard before coming to an end out of bounds. It's going to be third down.
Hey, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
It's Krosky Merritt on third. It's going to be short of that goal line, Brock, but not of the marker. They've got a first and goal.
Right here, Kate, this is where I'd love to see a team go no huddle. You just ripped off a great run, a momentum-changing run. Now get back to the line and don't let that defense breathe.
Let's go now.
Krosky Merritt can't push it across. They make the stand. It looks like they might have stopped him a little bit behind the line, too. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also puts the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
Thankfully, not a big loss last play. They're at the 2, second and goal.
Here we go, here we go.
From the gun, it's Daniels. To the end zone, but incomplete. That play's going to force third and goal.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone, and defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams for field goals, you got a great chance to win.
Daniels, third and goal. And he cannot bring it in. They've now arrived at fourth and goal.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? OTB, over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. Got to find a completion right there.
Going for it, it's Eckler.
Kind of relax. Back to a step. Back to a step. Back in the back. Make it like that.
Good luck running for the sticks when you've got a whole defense crashing the line of scrimmage off the snap.
Set. Grenade. Set.
Opening carry of the game for Kimani Vidal. And they're not going to stop him until he gets out to that 16-yard line. He gets a gain of 11 there, and that picks up the first.
These running backs love getting into the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, first and 10. They'll run here with Amari on Hampton. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Ricky Ruvu there for the tackle.
You know, Kate, it's plays like that. It's just kind of the meat and potatoes. Not going to make any highlight reel, but just the positive, efficient plays on the ground. You need to keep plays and drives alive.
Herbert now. That one falls incomplete and brings us to the end of this third quarter. We'll see what they come up with for third down in just a bit. We've reached the end of 3. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. So after that prior incompletion, it's third down. Vidal on the carry. And he'll get it up to the 27. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
A lot of times we will see defenses get so overcommitted to defending that inside run, they're vulnerable to the outside toss. And that's when things open up and you can reset those downs.
First and 10, Herbert. That one's complete. Amari on Hampton. Free inside the 30. Amari on Hampton.
Touchdown, Amari on Hampton.
The Chargers down by only 2 in the fourth.
I think he'll take his highlights however he can get them on a handoff, pin-off, and pass. It really doesn't matter. The important thing is he gets the ball. He gets the touch. He can do his damage big time.
Here's Herbert leading them to the line, going for 2.
The Chargers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They're going to try and run for it. Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Unable to tie the game, so now they're going to turn to an onside kick, try to get a shot at taking the lead. And the Commanders are able to cover the kick. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. Commanders to the line now, Brock. Here comes 1st and 10.
Go! Ready?
Handoff now to Eckler. This drive is going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. You really create some indecision now defensively.
Finds a seam down the middle. Has some room to work. And he is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders push this to an 8-point game. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. Well, no doubt about it, Brock. That was a route they worked on in practice, and it manifested in a touchdown with the downs counted here.
And no doubt about it, Kate, you grew up watching and celebrating Jerry Rice running that exact route, didn't you?
Yes, sir. You know it. You know it.
He was so good at it. Every receiver could do it some of the time, but Jerry and the best of them, they do it all the time, just like that one right there.
And he's going to get into the end zone. That extends their lead to 10 points. Well, Brock, they wanted the 2-score lead, and they got it. And now, I think it becomes a little bit easier to defend the lead in this second half.
It does. You know you're not such in a fragile situation. You got a little bit of cushion, but that attention to detail. Defensively, you cannot step off the gas. You cannot lose focus, but you sure do love looking up at that scoreboard and seeing a 2-possession lead.
On the return, it's Haskins. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
L.A. bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10.
380.
They'll run. This is Vidal. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Chargers down by 10. Offense to the line for 2nd down.
Lion.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Here's Vidal on the give. And this one does not get close. He stopped after 3, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
They're going to go for it here, trailing in the 4th. Desperation time here on 4th. And it's incomplete. They dialed up their best effort, Brock, but they come up empty. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
It's a turnover.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
On 1st down, here's Eckler. Powering his way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive.
Well, While that run may not move the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
A pitch here to Eckler. Hop on the line here on second down, which is only going to make things tougher for this third down coming up. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now.
Let's go now. Go.
They'll throw 3rd and long. This throw is going to wind up incomplete. The intended target is running back, and the result's 4th down coming up.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on 3rd down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
4th down. Here's Daniels. It's caught by McLaurin. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Terry McLaurin with the touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His 2nd touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
And he is hit well behind the line and goes down. They're not able to make much of anything on that 2-point attempt. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. On the return, here comes Davis. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. Gets at the 25-yard line. First call here coming from the shotgun.
Set. Go.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. 2nd down.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows in the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
Less than 40 seconds to work with. Here comes 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Herbert. He finds Johnston. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. That's going to pick up the 1st down after a gain of 26. Double coverage deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Cade, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Picked off Trey Amos. And the Commanders are stopped on the return on the final play of this game. So score this as a win for the Commanders. Well, you win, Brock, you get to celebrate. You lose, it's all about diagnosing the root causes of it quickly and then moving on.
You know, Kate, in Super Bowl 57, I thought Jalen Hurts totally nailed it. So spot on with his leadership when he said, it's after a loss. He said, we're either winning or we're learning. You're not really losing. If you have a losing mentality, you don't move forward. You learn and you move on from it in this league.
With Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.
When I step up in the place, say yo, I step correct. Got you all in check. I got that head nod that make you your neck. I got you all in check, and you know we come through to wreck the discotheque.
This is a city that's hosted more Super Bowls than almost anybody else. And, oh yeah, Brock, they've won a couple of their own along the way, too. We're in the home of the Buccaneers, Tampa, Florida, and Raymond James Stadium. Coming up, we have a good one for you. Between the Washington Commanders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ball is teed up. Chase McLaughlin to do the honors. And we're off from Tampa. It's Deebo Samuel with the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
They're on the 26-yard line.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. Cowboy 80. Seven Pirates.
Daniel's going to throw to get us started. Chase down to his right. He tucks it and takes off. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's going to give the Commanders a first down.
That's one of those occasions when you're sitting in the pocket and you're just looking for that escape valve. And then when you get it, you get space to run, and you get a first down. That's a big bonus for the quarterback.
Great start to this drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Play clock down to 0, and the flags come out. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. Set him back 5. It's 1st and 15 after the penalty.
79 Brock. COVID-19.
Now Daniels off the play action. Taking the deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connected. It's incomplete. That's going to be something to watch as this game goes on, Brock. We know they like to take their shots throughout.
Yeah, and we know this league today, Kate, loves to play that umbrella coverage, right? Try to keep everything in front of them.
Yep.
The only way you're going to get behind them is to take shots like that one.
This is Brown, and he's got it downfield. He is down to the 30-yard line. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, Daniels. Forced out to his right. Going all the way to the end zone here. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it's going to be 2nd down.
There's a lot of studies done every offseason, Kate, about the best red zone offenses. And typically, it's about creative quarterbacks doing just what he tried to do right there in extending the play out of the pocket. The problem is there was just nowhere for him to go with the ball.
Really pushing the envelope on 2nd down, but the deep shot doesn't work.
Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket, keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
That's caught for the first. And that is a Washington touchdown. The Commanders take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive.